always good to let your doctor know. You can also take suggestions from your doctors about working out. Some doctors will tell you probably not a good idea for any reason whatsoever. Other doctors will say, oh, absolutely do it because generally working out is good for you, exercising is good for you, yada, yada, yada. But you ultimately have to make the decision. You should always decide, start out light, few reps, light and few reps. Build up slowly. Very important. You do not have to rush this. It will make a difference. You will see the difference. It may be months down the road. I mean, I see differences now from back in October, which this month, this is April. October last year when I first got back on the court again after being off for 10 months, and I felt terrible. Couldn't hit against the wall for more than 5 minutes before I was about to fall over, and now I'm hitting against the wall for more than an hour, and I'm, okay. I still have to take constant breaks, but I'm much better than I started out back in October. I can see the difference. Back to the exercises, back to what I'm going to show you. They're coming. I'm building them back up again to where I used to work out. It's going to take a while. I'll get there. I know I will because I've done it before. You can do the same thing. You can get there. Take it easy. Take it slow. Don't push. Don't hurt yourself. You will see the difference. It may not be immediate, but what you will see is one day you're out there and your backhand that you normally can barely get the ball back, or you have trouble with a hard hit ball, you may all of a sudden realize, hey, the guy hit the ball really hard at me and I got to love him back. Why? Because you're a little stronger. You're a little fitter. It makes a difference. It just takes a while. Don't rush. The exercises. I'm going to give you my names for them. You can look on YouTube, especially, very good source, and you'll be able to find different names. These are my basic names or some I picked off from YouTube myself. You can call them whatever you want. This is the order that I'm doing and I'm going to show you. The first one are called tricep extensions. Very simple. The only variation that I do on it is I have a little problem with my shoulder, so sometimes what I'll do when I get to drop it in is I'll grab my arm back here to give it a little extra support, or sometimes cut back here so I can lean back a little bit, which normally I'd be leaning back like this, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want this chair to fall over, just to give myself a little extra support back there. This motion, this exercise is for the serve and the overhead. It's pretty obvious. There's your serve. Take the racket back, drop it, serve. You're doing the exact same motion. Just drop it back, extend. Do not lock your elbow. So in other words, do not go up here and lock it. You want to keep a little bit of bend in here because you never want to carry weight on a locked joint. Not a good idea. Just like you don't want to ram your arm all the way back and lock. Don't do it that way. You're still going to get the workout. Drop it, extend up till you're comfortable, drop it. Now the way I do it is this. Take a deep breath up and hiss it out, slowly dropping the weight. So it looks like this. Turning blue. That's also vocal exercises for breath warm-ups. I just combine the two together. Do 5 of these. What you're going to do. Edge, hiss, cat, hissing down. Sorry, I'm kind of Hungarian habit. Haron, do the same thing. Do 5 of those. If you don't need to support the arm, don't. If you feel anything happening there, grab it here or cup it in the back. This is the way I usually do it. This one feels fine. I no longer need to grab here. This one gives me just a little bit more support in the back so it doesn't hurt, and I'm good. That's the first one. Do your 5, break, fluids. First, wrist exercise. There are 5 versions here that I do. Now, technique on these are very simple. You replicate basically the same technique for every one. Put your arm straight down your leg, bring your foot back, so when you're doing this bit, you don't ram one of these things in your knee, which I've already done that. I did it with an 8-pound and it hurt like hell. And I also couldn't use that knee for a couple hours. Give yourself some room. Forearm, excuse me, forearm on top of the arm, lean slightly in. You want to isolate this part of your arm so it is not coming into play here. You want the hand and the wrist doing all the work for you. That way it works the muscles in your forearm. Again, triceps, what we just did here, working this area primarily, the shoulder. The last one I'll show you, which is the bicep curls, will work more of this and also this area, so we're isolating for the forearm. These are called tilts. They're very simple, and there are several variations of this. I do this version just because I'm sitting down to do the other ones. I just do it all at the same time. Also sometimes press down here to keep the arm from moving. And it's very simple, 5 of these. Tilt forward, tilt back. Kate, harom, nage, ut, and you're done. 5 of those. Those are tilts. Take a break, take a drink. I'm moving right along here because this is 1.5 pounds. I'm not even feeling this. Next one are palm down curls. Kind of get a little contorted here, but you let the arm, again, isolate it, lean in a little bit so it doesn't move around, and you're just curling up like this. Very simple. Now, you want to come back comfortably. Don't force it back or don't force it down. This one, you're just going for the motion. That's palm down. Next one, I call these side to sides or swivels. Again, lean in a little bit, force it down. I put my hand here just because my hand needs something to do. It just tilts as far over this way as it can, tilt in, out, side to side. Now, this exercise changes for me all the time. Sometimes I can get way over here. I can't do it right now because I'm a little tight here in the wrist. This is as far as it wants to go. It's fine. Come around. Usually I'm okay on that side. This is the side that I have problems with. Come in as far as I want to, and I've done my 5. I'm done. More for this. Next exercise. Palm up curls. Now, there's a couple of things here that are pretty important to do. You really want to isolate the arm for this one. This exercise really works in this part of the arm. Now, there are a bunch of other videos that have variations on this that you might want to watch so you can see some of the technique. Important thing to do here is when you're on, here we are relaxed, we're coming up. When you get up, instead of stopping, keep going up as much as you can, because the farther you go, the more these muscles start coming into play. As you go down, it swaps over, because you can see these muscles are moving, then these come in. Now I force this just a little bit, not too much, but just a little, to get these muscles going in here, and I'm leaning in to isolate my forearm. And there's my 5. Last one, I call swivels, or twists. Again, isolate the arm. This one, I see muscles all over here moving around, muscles in here moving around. There's a lot going on. These are also probably the most comfortable ones next to the side to sides. It's very simple. Turn all the way, turn all the way, turn all the way, turn all the way. And all kinds of muscles are moving around in here. For me, these are very easy. I could probably do 3 times the number that I normally would do with my regular, with all the other wrist exercises, and I plan on building those up. That's the 5 for the wrist. Each one of these represents something that you do on the tennis court. Okay? The tilts are reaching out with a racket for a ball that you can't quite get to, or having to go straight up for a high volley. Side to sides are setting your wrist for spin. On my forehand, I lay my wrist back a little bit. My backhand, I curl a little bit. Sometimes curl it for the slice. These, you're not doing anything in tennis, nor are you doing in tennis. These are just standard exercises in the arm. And the swivels are obvious. You bring the racket back, you open the face up a little bit, or you close it a little bit. So you're getting stability. What we call in tennis, as far as teaching, is racket head control, or racket face control. You have to set the racket face up to be able to hit your shot. The wrist is the part that does it. All these exercises are focusing on the wrist. Okay, last one. A little room here. Get out. Tuck your elbow into your leg here, inside your thigh rather. Drop it down. I just grab here to keep this part of my arm from moving around at all. Now, remember I told you about the locked joint? You avoid that. Even when I'm sitting here now, it's almost impossible for me to straighten my arm out because my elbow is pressed into my thigh. So it doesn't lock. And also I got muscle under here that's holding, and my arm of course, so it's keeping it from going all the way out. I can't get that far. You don't have to worry about the lock here.